Train your brain so it can work for long stretches. If you can get into a flow state and do deep work or deep study sessions, that alone will be your reward. Being able to focus deeply is one of the most important keys to success in study and work. If you can concentrate for long periods, nobody can stop your progress. But most people struggle. There are two big problems. Getting started, we procrastinate and feel stuck before we even begin, and staying going. Once we start and momentum builds, we can't hold it. Interest fades after a little while. Let me explain with an example. I learned something important from a friend of mine, Abhijit Chowdhury, who later became a prominent doctor in England. Whenever he had even 5 or 10 minutes free, he would open a book and skim a few pages. I used to say, "Why are you studying now? We'll go out soon. You'll have tuition later. Why start now?" He would simply flip the pages and read. Watching him taught me a lesson. Instead of waiting for perfect preparation or a huge uninterrupted block of time, just start. Even in tiny pockets, do it now. I used to prepare enormously before studying, set up the perfect environment, plan for long stretches, and then I'd procrastinate. From watching Abhijit, I learned the just do it approach. Start with what you can, no grand plan required. Often, once you start, you'll get into it, and that's when momentum begins. People often recommend the Pomodoro technique. Work 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and repeat. It's useful for beating initial procrastination. It makes starting easier because you only commit to a short block. But for me, and for many who want deep, multi-hour focus, Pomodoro can fall short. Here's why. When you begin a topic, your brain needs time to warm up. The first 10 to 15 minutes are like starting an engine. Full activation and deep focus usually arrive after that. If your break comes right when the engine has just reached its best speed, you interrupt that flow. That's why I stopped strictly following Pomodoro. Once my concentration has reached a high level, I let it run. I keep working on that task for as long as I can sustain real intensity. That said, concentration isn't a single flat line. It goes up and down. My rule is, if my focus is still at a meaningful level, I keep going. If it drops significantly and I can't push it back up, I take a break. But the nature of that break matters. Many people train their brains to expect social media or games as the reward after work. They tell themselves, "I'll study for an hour, then play on my phone for 20 minutes." That pattern trains your brain to value the distraction more than the study itself. The brain's reward system relies heavily on dopamine, the chemical that makes things feel rewarding. If your brain gets its dopamine hit from likes, comments, or games right after studying, it will prefer those activities and won't learn to get reward from the study itself. So, train your brain differently. Make the deep study session itself the reward. Teach your brain that deep focus and completing a challenging task is pleasurable. Over time, studying will start to release its own reward, and you'll get genuine satisfaction from the work itself. People who enjoy their work or study have trained their brains that way. Some practical steps you can use right away. Start small and start now. If you only have 10 minutes, open the book and read a page. Starting beats waiting. Use Pomodoro-style blocks when you need help beginning, but don't stop a session the moment you hit true focus. Let momentum carry you. When you do take breaks, avoid social media, YouTube, or games. Go to the bathroom, drink water, stretch, something that won't hijack your attention. That preserves your focus for when you return. If you notice concentration falling below a useful level, stop and take a break. Don't stay at half intensity. That rarely leads to flow or satisfaction. Habit stack rewards.
After a long, deep session, give yourself a meaningful, intentional reward, but don't make light, instant dopamine the default reward. Repeat this pattern. Over weeks, your brain will start to associate deep work with reward. If you can practice this, starting quickly, protecting momentum, avoiding quick dopamine traps, and rewarding deep effort, you'll find you can work for several hours with real concentration. In those multi-hour sessions, you'll produce far more than a day of fragmented, shallow bursts. Best of all, you'll begin to enjoy the process itself. Try these techniques and see how your study or work improves. When your brain learns to find reward in focus, your motivation and results will change for the better. Stay well.